Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Kirkendoll's In Messy Life, and today we're going to be talking about Under the Veil. And I am a medium along with other things I have been developing, and I actually want to, I'm going to be the one that breaks the ice. Under the veil. I really didn't understand the word and what it meant. For the longest time I thought like wedding veil, and then I had to look at what that represents and all this stuff through spirit. So if you're interested on what I learned about what's under the veil and how I'm coping, go ahead, stay tuned, and let's get into this video, guys. If you haven't, subscribe, be a part of the family, share. And I always love to hear stories from you guys. I do. It always makes me feel like, okay, someone's out there is watching, someone understands this. And even if you don't, at least somebody watched this to comment or DM me. So I do appreciate it, and I always try to get back with everyone. So thank you for those who have been reaching out. We are still filming in my bathroom. I love the lighting. Maybe sometime I'll do like just a little tour. That's my cat Arlo. He's been down here. He's throwing a fit to go back on a ride. So, real life here. No just YouTube life and glamour. No. Alright, so I do have my notebook here for I could kind of stay track on what I'm talking about. Under the veil, taking off the veil is what I have been doing slowly, and then sometimes I hide right back under it because it's scary to me. And why, and I had to go, well, why is it scary? Well, some of the creatures that I see things, not all the time, I can shut it off. I hear a lot more than I see. And that is because at the moment I'm fearful of seeing. I do a lot of things in my sleep and right before I sleep or before I wake up. And it makes it very interesting for my boyfriend who's with me, and I'm sitting there having a full conversation with someone he can't see. Yeah. This is again what I like about YouTube, or at least my channel. I'm going to take off the stereotypes of whatever the glam, as they would like to call. So here is the tea on what I have for the veil, taking off the veil. I need to quit hiding. And I'm just, to a point, there's stuff I feel like I see and things I hear, and even conversations I take on with people, with entities, other dimensions. And even I did recently, which I can't, I'm still writing about to comprehend, is a version of myself from a different standpoint. It wasn't my higher self. I don't try to connect with her. I am going to say that I don't like to connect with my higher self at all. She's just So, but connecting with myself, it scared me completely because I really didn't understand it, but it looked like me and it was me. And when I say it looked like me, I am going to take, it looked like my energy. I don't know how to read auras, but I know mine. I know what my energy looks like. I don't know my aura or any of that. That's out of my realm right now. It's not what I'm meant for at the moment. But the energy was mine, and I was sitting there just kind of dumbfounded. And with this also brings along fear, and my ego and pride. I feel like I sound nutty. I can't talk to just the average Joe on the street about, yeah, I talked to myself last night, and no, it wasn't my higher self. It was like me from another dimension. You get what I'm talking about? And that's why taking off this veil is so scary. I've seen different entities, different demons, different, not just angels, all other beings. And when you take off their veil, and that's the other point of this, when you take off their veil of what they actually look like, because sometimes they will put on a version of themselves that the naked eye is normal to seeing, like an angel that has wings and looks like a human, you know, that's what, like, you're like, okay, I can kind of see that. But when they take off that veil, and that's not really their form, it's scary. And I'm learning to write about it, to kind of talk about it with some of my peers that are open to this sort of thing. But it also makes it, I also feel very lonely. It makes it lonely because I don't feel like I can fully connect. Because what did you do today? Who did you talk to? And it's like, I talked to a lot of people that are dead and that aren't living and different things. And I'm learning that I still get like very scared and it's normal. They say a lot of people like this go through this, and this is why I want to talk about it. Like my spirit was like, one of my guys was like, quit hiding and say what you want to say to people. And I'm like, and that's like Lucifer's like, you got to get over not being liked. And my version is, it's okay that I'm not their cup of tea. And sometimes I will believe in that and I will go for that and I will sell for that. But then there's my pride and my heart that's like, oh, you don't like me? You don't understand what I'm going through? Well, who's going to understand this? Yeah, who's going to understand this? Going through people and past lives of people, not just living people, people that have passed away. I recently learned about my father in a couple different past lives of his, and other things that kind of went on in the world too that wasn't just directed right through him, where like I took on the place where he was living and the situation he was in and the grounds, like what it looked like, and then how they lived and different things. And you know, I'm learning a lot of things that are in the history books is not always correct. And I feel like I have groups and stuff, but things are sugar coated, and I'm trying to take that veil off of sugar coating. I didn't know I was started channeling, and I've been channeling for a few months now, and I hate it. I don't like it. I hate it. It takes a lot of concentration, a lot of energy, and sometimes I don't feel like I have control, and I'm not that experienced with it. And I was sleeping, and here's like a little story. I was sleeping, and around maybe around 3 or 4 a.m. because it was still dark out. I'm sorry for my cat, I know. I wake up screaming, and my boyfriend sleeps with me. Wake up screaming, and I see this thing moving off in the shadow that's right outside of our bedroom. And you know, my fears, we always have that fear of, oh my gosh, something's out there and I can't scream, right? And well, it's like, Lauren can scream, okay. And I was freaked out. I was texting other like mediums. I'm like, what's going on? Are you awake at this time? And I had someone else reply, and I was so happy. And I was getting all different things in my head, but nothing was very clear to me because fear took over, right? It was fear of closing that veil, but I just kept hearing leave, leave, leave. And I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, we need to leave. And I'm like, but that thing will be here when we get back. And so I was sitting there contradicting myself, and my boyfriend's like, Lauren, it's 4 a.m. Where are we gonna go? And I'm like, you can't go to work today. You can't leave me here with this thing, you know? And it wasn't a entity or a demon. So this thing, I felt like it definitely had passed because I never dealt with anyone that's been in a coma that's still living here on earth, but consciously is not there, okay? I haven't dealt with that. And this was my first time dealing with someone who did not know they passed away. And kind of experiencing that veil with him. And I was like calling in some guides and big guns because I was like, I don't know how to help him. I don't know how to help him cross over. And normally people who have passed away, they do have a concept of time. Time does not exist up there, and that's a huge other topic, but they have the time frame of what we believe in and what we live by here. Okay, like the 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. This kid didn't know what was going on. He goes, you just glow really bright. And the lady I was talking to as well, she's like, yeah, we glow extra for them because we are the light that helps identify, hey, we can feel you, we can read you. And it's just like, oh, well, that's just wholly great, great. And he just wanted to go home. And this is my first time as well connecting with a kid. He was 14 years old and he couldn't tell, and this is what was confusing. He was in a car accident, but he couldn't tell me his name either. And I haven't dealt with people who, or have learned about like what you go through all when you recently cross over. So I called in some angels, and actually my Nana is the one starting to deal with kids, and I was like, all right, this is your job. And they helped me they helped me to learn how to help others do this, because they're like, this isn't going to be your first. And within the last several weeks, I've helped several people cross over, and I'm so happy. They're like, at least they give me a heads up of, hey. And then I'm like giving them business hours as well. Like, you can't come in at this time. You can't bother me while I'm in my sleep. And that's the other thing. If people listen to this, and even though they don't understand, and that was me, even though I don't understand, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm also going to hear what you have to say and why it works like that. A part of me wanted that boy, the 14-year-old boy, to just go find someone else that glows and has this ability, because I'm kind of new and I don't know what I'm doing. But I figured it out, and I've done several others, and I love it and I hate it. It's very uncomfortable. It's very emotional. And I have to be in the correct mind space to help and to do it and to clear my mind and to listen. And that's again about taking off the veil, listening through other people through past lives. I've been listening to my mom through a past life, and it just plays out like a book. It's fascinating. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Let's see, what else do I have down? I think that is it for Under the Veil. If you guys want to share your story, what's the first thing you've experienced when you lifted that veil up? I would be very interested. And if you don't want to lift the veil up, or if you're kind of curious but haven't, I would love to know your stories too. I would love to know why that is. Why haven't you taken the plunge to lift off that veil? Whether you just want to be in this time frame, or yeah, I just would like to know. I'm curious. That I'm not just the only, mom's like, sometimes I bet they think you're a weirdo. And I'm like, we're gonna call it, I'm not their cup of tea. So we won't spill all the tea since I'm not their cup of tea, right? You following? All right, this is Kirkendoll's Messy Life. Go ahead, subscribe, be a part of the family for the weirdness, and be kind to one another. Thank you.